Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of Families in an Electronic World. We're going to be switching gears this week. In the last couple of weeks we've been focusing on how do we stay in touch with people that we love from a distance, and how does technology help us to do that. And of course, there's been some really good discussion about that, how we're able to stay in touch with parents while away at college, or grandparents, or brothers or sisters, and really how it's changed the way in which we communicate. I think one of the things that I was struck with in the discussion this last week was how much we communicate via pictures with media like Instagram and even Facebook. How we'll quickly snap a picture using our camera and then put it up online and use that as a way to tell the stories of our lives, to keep those we love connected with us. So that's been a really good discussion. We're going to switch gears, however, starting this next week, and it's probably going to go in an area that's appears to be more negative. And I want to say a word about that before we jump into it, because there might be an impression left here that what we're really kind of dissing the internet and social media and all the ways that we have of communicating, only looking for the bad and not the good. And I don't want to leave that impression at all. But there are some things about the internet that are problematic, and we need to take a look at those things this week, or the next few weeks actually, because they certainly have an impact on families. And so the discussion for this upcoming week, that's based on the readings that you've had this last week by Madden and the podcast that you had on domestic violence, the discussion for this upcoming week will be focused on internet safety. How do parents, what kind of concerns do they have about internet safety for their children, and how about the spouses, and how or partners, romantic partners, how should they be concerned because of some of the technological changes that have happened. The week following that, we're going to be talking about cyberbullying. And as you probably know, bullying has become a huge topic the last 8 or 10 years, I suppose. It's gone off in a big way in schools. There are classes now that are devoted to bullying, whole sections of courses, and there's school principals and disciplinary measures are getting involved with bullying and seeing the impact of that, which is a really good thing, because it's gone on for a long time, and all the evidence points to the fact that it's pretty damaging for kids. Well, one of the places that bullying shows up is on the internet. You don't have to be around somebody, you don't have to be there in person to bully them. It can also happen online. And this week we're going to be taking a look at a survey, a Pew Research survey, and a clip from a Frontline special that looked particularly at this subject. So let me say just a word about each one of them. The Pew survey was done about 3 or 4 years ago, so in this day and age with internet technology, that probably seems like an age ago, but I think the topic is still very relevant. And what it's asking is, the title of the article has to do with teens, kindness, and social cruelty that takes place in social media sites. And one of the things I like about it is that it recognizes kindness, that the vast majority of the interactions that we have online are indeed civil and kind and good and all of those sorts of things. But there are some interactions that take place online that are pretty hurtful. And when they do happen, they can really have an impact on people. So the focus of this survey was to say, well, how often does that happen? When do you see it? And when you see online cruelty happening, what do you do about it? How do you respond? How do you interact? And so that article is asking teens and adults questions about when they see kindness and when they see cruelty and what they do about it. The video is from a program called Growing Up Online. I really like this video, and I have used the full video in this course up until this semester, and frankly I'm just not using it anymore because it came out in 2008 and there are pieces of it that are pretty dated. But this particular piece, having to do with online cruelty and bullying, I think is very contemporary. It tells a story of a young man who committed suicide, a young man named Ryan. And it basically tells a story of his father, how he responded after his suicide, to kind of do some backtracking and to find out, what went on with this and what was the role that the internet played with it. It's a very sobering piece. It's about 10 minutes. So you don't need to watch the whole video. You certainly can. As I said, I think it's a really good video. But you can start at about minute 39 and watch for about 10 minutes, and that will give you the clip that I'm really interested in for this week. Oh, and by the way, the Lennart reading, the Pew Research reading for this week, you don't need to read the whole thing. Read the first section, the first I think it's the first 9 pages, and then skip down to page 24 and read pages 24 through 54. That may seem like a lot, but it's pretty quick reading and lots of charts and that sort of thing. So, okay, I think that's it for this week, and I'll look forward to having some good discussion next week online.